Estate Mortgage Network wants to let you know that they have a show. It's called The Broker Show, to help brokers out get more business and to let you know what's going on in the industry. To check it out, all you have to do is click this banner right over there. So I was just watching a Dane Cook stand-up. Yeah, kind of a weird way to start the show. Did you know that he was the one who coined the term Karen? Kind of interesting, isn't it? Anyways, in that bit, he said, amongst any group of friends, there's that one friend that everybody hates. And when that person isn't there, it's the duty of the rest of the group just to talk crap about that one person. Now, in his story, that person's name was Karen. That's how we get it. Yet, when Karen shows up, everybody's like, hey, Karen, what's going on? Everyone's cool with it. So, why do I bring this up? Because when it comes to those that govern, regulate, and enforce infractions in the mortgage space, all of you lenders are Dane Cook's Karen. I mean it, too. It hasn't always been this way. It was this way under Obama's administration, kind of. Not at all with Trump. Biden's administration, well, I'm convinced that these folks just, I think they just kind of hate you, and they're coming for blood right now, and the wave, which was just a little breaker a couple of years ago, has turned tidal, and as we sit here, the beach line is receding back into the ocean, which means that tidal wave is barreling down for you right now. Now, I told you, the CFPB just hired 30 new fair housing lenders for redlining enforcement actions, attorneys that just joined the team. And keep in mind that the CFPB is one of the government's most active rulemakers, churning out countless mandates to regulate the borrowing process. It targets numerous financial services that include mortgages. The agency is especially focused on punishing American banks and piling on thousands of regulations that cost billions of dollars in compliance. And since the CFPB doesn't have anyone to answer to, they can levy fines and penalties on whomever they want. And guess what? They do, they have, and they're about to do it again. And did you know, since the passage of the Dodd-Frank financial law, only three community banks have opened a year compared with a historical average of 100 per year. Now, on top of that, over 1,200 U.S. banks have gone out of business since 2010. Community banks are dead, my friends, courtesy of Dodd-Frank and all of its regulations that they passed. This, my friends, is one of the reasons why the independent mortgage bank and brokers have dominated the mortgage space over the past decade. Community banks folding, no new bank formations, and the big guns, the Chases and the Bank of Americas of the world, want nothing to do with mortgages because there's too much exposure to government lawsuits. But the independent mortgage bank and brokers dominate comes at a price, doesn't it? And that price is called a target on your back. So at this point, let's insert the state of New York for now. New York Governor Kathy Hochul, I believe it's pronounced, is about to sign Bill A.06247-AS, and she's going to do it on Friday, and it's going to be law in 10 days. It's about non-bank mortgage lenders. Listen to this. Here's a quote. New York legislators cited redlining as the primary reason to include non-depositories in the Community Redevelopment Act rule, the CRA, because independent mortgage banks and brokers are not part of the Community Redevelopment Act. You guys, as a result, then redline. This is exactly what they say in the bill. The belief amongst New York State senators who put this bill together and the governor is that all of you lenders in New York redline. See, that's hostile, it's demonstrative, and it's categorically untrue, yet this is what they believe. Told you they hate you. Now, if you think I'm wrong, this bill actually states, and listen to this, omitting non-depository lenders, you, who currently hold a substantial portion of the mortgage lending market from CRA monitoring, leaves communities vulnerable to fair lending abuses from you in the New York State residential loan market. Yes, you see what I'm saying here, but it gets worse for non-bank lenders. The bill also goes on to state that the New York Department of Financial Services found that non-CRA regulated banks, offered higher interest rates to minorities and low-income borrowers. God forbid the loan level price adjustments that come with this stuff. See, it's baked into the mindset of New York legislators that New York independent mortgage banks and brokers are a bunch of racists who redline. So you must be punished, you must be further regulated, but most importantly, you must be stopped before you can do more damage, because it's all your fault, Karen. You understand this, don't you? It's all your fault, Karen. And the New York State Department of Financial Services actually just said several of the non-bank mortgage lenders DFS just investigated made little to no effort to do business in major minority neighborhoods, do not have adequate fair lending compliance programs, and do not track whether or how well they are serving populations of color. And to throw out the first pitch of this extra inning game that you guys are currently in, New York lenders will soon spread to most states in the union. New York has already begun doing this type of stuff, but it's coming to a state near you. The Department of Financial Services just announced with their first pitch a settlement with the non-bank lender Hunt Mortgage Corporation. Get a load of this one, and here's what's coming, and this is what should scare the hell out of you. Which it said lacked fair lending and compliance programs, but did not, I repeat, did not intentionally discriminate against minorities. They did not discriminate. Did you hear that? Did not discriminate, but as I just outlined, that doesn't cut it anymore, my friends. And this new mindset of punishing everybody because you're all inherently bad, this whole thing has just begun. And it's going to be a bloody winter for non-bank lenders, your independent mortgage banks. And I gotta tell you, man, it doesn't help anyone. I mean, it doesn't help anyone.